Welcome to DU Digimon.
Hello and welcome to DU Digimon and welcome to another deck profile. If you're liking this sort of content, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any of the latest content. We are looking today at Medusamon. This is probably the deck I'm the most excited for from BT21. I'm a red deck player. I love my red decks. They're just the best. Well, not really, but I love them the most. But anyways, Medusamon is really cool. It's great to see Owen, who obviously was in the very first kind of chapter of the web novel for Liberator, finally get his full deck, and it is awesome. So let's get into the card by card. Starting first with the egg, which is Digimon. So essentially, this egg really helps you with kind of digivolving up, so it reduces the cost of your digivolutions into your reptiles and dragonkins when your opponent's security stack is removed from. So you do a check, same timing as a BT14 Coromon, then you can digivolve up. It's really, really good. Then we've got the rookies. We've got 4 of the BT21 Agumon, which this one, you'll notice some synergy in these lower level Digimon cards with birds a little bit. So there's a little bit of trash recursion with this guy. Return a reptile or dragonkin from your trash to the hand. So, you know, there's that there. Then we've also got the your turn inheritable of this Digimon gets 2000 DP, so that's not bad at all. Then we've also got Elizamon. Is your main searcher, reveals top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with a reptile or dragonkin trait and 1 card with a liberator trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. So the liberator part, that's any liberator card, could be a Digimon, could be a Tamer, could be an option, whatever, so long as it's got liberator trait. And then again, a little bit of bird similarity, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, gain 1 memory as the your turn inheritable. Then a couple of little tech cards I've got for the kind of the rookie slots here. I've gone with the P079 Agumon. Reason I've gone with this is there is a combo that you could do with this where involving the Medusamon and the Lamiamon. So you've got your Medusamon, you play out the token, then the Lamiamon will let you then play out a reptile or dragonkin for 5000 DP or less. Play this out, and as long as you've got a red Tamer in play, this can delete the token, trashing the top of their security. So I really like that little combo. I think it's quite nice. It only costs 3. The kind of condition of having a red Tamer in play isn't that bad when our main kind of strategy is having our Owens out. So we could do our kind of end of turn pseudo blitz. But there is another option if you were a little bit kind of shaky on that idea. So I was like, no, I'd rather have it be guaranteed. There is a card that does the same thing but guaranteed, albeit with a higher play cost if you do have to hard play it. But we'll get into that during the tech options. Then we've also got the Giamon from EX4. Gets Rush if both players have 20 cards among their security in total. So nice little kind of game ender potentially, and just a great card all around. Then our level 4s, we've got Cyclonemon. Security effect of this, at the end of the battle, play this card without paying the cost, and then on play when digivolving, delete something with 4000 DP or less, and then it has the 2000 DP inheritable as well. So really, really good card. Then we've also got the Dimetramon, which is our main Tamer player. If you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Owen Dreadnought from your hand without paying the cost, and then again has that when your opponent's security stack is removed from, gain 1 memory inheritable. So both of these really cool, and also kind of cool to see them have the same inheritables as their rookie counterparts, which is quite nice. Then I've gone with the EX8 Tyrannomon. There is another card which is very exciting that we'll get into the tech options, but I've gone with this because the other one, I just don't have it. But this one, security effect as well. At the end of the battle, play this card without paying the cost. So we've now got 6 cards total in the deck that can be played out from security, which is not bad. When digivolving at the start of main effect, this Digimon gets 3000 DP into the end of your opponent's turn, and then also gives 2000 DP as the inheritable. So we are getting massive in this deck, guys. It's a huge deck. Now we've also got Cyberdramon. I really like the Cyberdramon because it's a really cool combo what you can do with it. So it's when digivolving, if your opponent has a 5 or fewer security cards, they place 1 card from their hand as the bottom security card, then trash their top security card. So that essentially means that you can immediately then trigger your Gigimon or your Raging Serpentine to then digivolve up into your Medusamon. Also, Communist Machine Dramon back at work again. Here's your 4000 DP inheritable. Every Machine Dramon player across the planet simultaneously had some sort of wet dream when this inheritable was announced, because you know it's on an uncommon, it's not on a secret rare, and it's more than the secret rare you were playing before with the 3000 DP BT1 Metal Greymon. Then you've got Lamiamon, has progress, so while you're attacking, your opponent's effects don't affect this Digimon, which is really nice. Then your turn effect, when any of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon attack target changes, trash your opponent's top security card, which obviously is then going to trigger your Digivolutions, so not bad. Then all turns, when your opponent's security is removed from, you may play one Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon card with 5,000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. As I mentioned, lots of different targets in the deck, basically all of the level 4 and level 5s. You're not really going to want to play out Dimetramon because it doesn't have the on-play, but everything else is pretty good with a variety of different stuff you can gain advantage of with that. Then your level 6s, Medusamon also has the progress. Security tap +1 as well. When Digivolving end of attack, you may delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. That's a once per turn. Then all turns, when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted or their security stack is removed from, they play one Petrification token, which is white and has 3,000 DP and has a your turn effect of this Digimon can't suspend. So technically speaking, it could suspend on the opponent's turn. So you could give it blocker, but you're not going to want to do that because you've got non-deletion, trash your top security card. So if the opponent were to block with the token that they've been given, they're just going to trash the top of their security stack. So they're not going to want to do that. Yeah, I freaking love this card. I'm not too keen on the overall design of the Digimon, I don't think. But I do really like the card. The card is really good. Then we've also got War Greymon. When this card would be played, reduce the play cost by 2 for each of your opponent's Digimon. So the wider they've gone, the cheaper you can play this out. Rush, Raid, and Blocker. So it can do a hell of a lot. The Rush especially is really important with your end of turn May attack effect on your Tamer. And then your all-turns effect, when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, this Digimon may unsuspend. So you can get multiple checks in with this guy. Which also is really good, because I definitely want to play this in normal Greymon. I saw B-Boy Stunner's list for Greymon the other day, and I really liked that, and I want to try that list out specifically. I think this is a really, really cool card, especially because we can play it in common-only Greymon, which is a bit of a head-scratcher to build, but it could be doable. Next is our level 7 choice, which we went with Agumon Bond of Bravery. I went with this because essentially we often find that we've got a single stack out that is quite vulnerable. We don't have a lot of defensive plays, so I thought having an ace, especially when we've got a couple of different Agumons in name that we play, I think is really cool, because this can blast on top of those if your security is low enough. Then its actual effect, delete up to this Digimon's DP's total worth of your opponent's Digimon, is also really good, because if we do it on our opponent's turn, yeah, it's probably usually going to be only 14k, but we can gain 3k from this that lasts until the end of the opponent's turn, so potentially 17k. But if we do it on their turn with the right stack, 2,000 DP, 4,000 DP, 7,000 DP from the start of main, then 9,000 DP from your turn, then 4,000 DP here, so 13,000 DP. That's 27k. That's 27. Like 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. That's a huge board that you're deleting. Trashing security if the token's out. Just clearing entire boards. When attacking, if your Tamer trash your opponent's top security card. Just nuts. It's a nuts card in this list. So I think it's personally for me the choice to go with. But there is another card that could potentially be better depending on the situation. Then we've also got our Owens. So this one, when it came out in BT18, I think a lot of people were confused by it because they were like, what's the point? But now that the full deck is out, we see the point. So if you have 2 or less memories, set it to 3. And all turns, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, by suspending this Tamer, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less, which of course is the token. The token can be deleted by this Tamer. You could trash the top of their security, thus doing more of your stuff. Then we've also got Owen from BT21. This one is pivotally the heart and soul of the deck for me. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. By suspending this Tamer, one of your Digimon with a Reptile or Dragonkin trait gains piercing for the turn, then that Digimon attacks. So it gives you a pseudo blitz as well as that piercing. We've also got Raging Serpentine. When this card would be used, if your opponent has 3 or fewer security cards, reduce the use cost by 4, so you can make it really cheap. As a main effect, it deletes one of your opponent's highest DP Digimon, and then place this card in the battle area. And the battle area effect is the all turns, when your opponent's security stack is removed from delay, one of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon may Digivolve into a Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon in the hand without paying the cost. So combo in, you can go in with a level 4, Digivolve up with your egg, then use this to Digivolve your level 5 up into Medusamon. It's just really, really good. It's freaking amazing. Then we've also got Vortex Resonance. I was originally playing this at 2, but I bumped it down to 1, just because I found there were other cards that kind of did what it does within the deck. Whereas, this card can do it all it on its own if you have the right hand, but it is more situational. So obviously it's green, yellow, and purple. That's not an issue because as long as we've got a Liberator trait card out, so our Digimon or our Tamers, well, not all of our Digimon, but definitely our Tamers, you can basically just ignore the colour requirements. You reveal top 3, add 1 card with the Liberator trait among them to the hand, then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 4. And pivotally, although the Search is a Liberator trait, what it actually Digivolves up into can be anything. That doesn't matter. Then the security effect, you may play 1 card with the Liberator trait and a play cost of 4 or less from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to the hand. So that's your Tamers, that's your Elizamon. So you can get a Search or you can get your Tamers out. Not bad. You could also, I think, send this to Metronmon as well because it's 4 play cost. Yeah, so you could do this as well, but you're not going to want to because it's not got an on play. Then Scramble and Offense Training are in here just as our normal staples. The Scramble, of course, helps us with the Gearmon, which is really good, and Offense Training just helps us be a bit more efficient both in our searching and in our Digivolutions. Let's now head on over to our tech choices for the deck. Right, so looking at the tech cards, obviously some of these will be a little bit kind of wonky, but bear with. So, going into the rookie tech choices, you could play Gaussmon. That's a really nice little floodgate that you could potentially play. Your opponent can't reduce Digivolution cost, so ironically, that's a floodgate that works really good in the mirror match, which is pretty good. We've also got Agumon. Adds your Tamer card to the hand as well as anything with Agumon in name when you're attacking in. So, if we're playing more Agumons, potentially quite good, and it's just any Tamer card, which is not bad. This is the other promo card that I mentioned that does the same job as the promo 0791. This is the very first promo in the game. On play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon for 3000 DP or less. We can cheat this out for free, so the 5 play cost doesn't really matter. And if we don't have our Tamer out, also doesn't matter. So you could definitely swap out the 079 for this one, but I just think if you do have your Tamer out, then obviously you can get the same effect off, and this one does cost a little bit more if we're deciding to hard play it. So right now, I'm going with the 079 one, but you could very much swap it out for 001 to do the same job. The promo Gearmon could potentially be good, just to let you get some more draw. BT8 Agumon, potentially. Revealing top 4, add a card with Greymon in its name and 1 card with Dragonkin. So if you're playing more Greymons, definitely potentially a good card to play. Speaking of Greymons, ST1 Greymon gives you an extra security tab plus 1. You know, you want to do more checks, so why not? Then Flamedramon. This is the card that I was talking about in the potential place of the EX8 Tyrannomon. So I don't have any copies of this, unfortunately, because I did not have the foresight to go, one day there'll be a Dragonkin deck that can use this. But right now in the UK, there are basically no copies of this, and any kind of copies from further seas are quite expensive, so I'm not really looking at purchasing those now, and I do quite like the EX8. But this one basically triggers all of your effects on its own because of its your turn effect, where essentially you attack in with your raid, attack target switch, your opponent adds the top card of your opponent's security stack to the hand. So then you trigger off all your effects, do your thing. It's just really good. You can also play Cyclonemon, but the fact that this only deletes to 2000 DP when your token is 3000 is, yeah, it's kind of bad. Then going to level 5s, this was a little bit harder to kind of get because there weren't a lot of kind of Dragonkins and Reptiles to go with, but there are a couple of cards that give effects to Dragonkins. So this Metal Greymon from EX1, it attacks in, deletes something with 4000 DP or less if it's attacking a player, so you could delete the token with that, trash security, and also gives you another option for piercing on your Dragonkins. The other Metal Greymon from BT8 de-digivolves 1, then deletes something with 3000 DP or less. Again, that's the threshold for the token, and also allows you to attack unsuspended Digimon, so it could be cool. The Pyodramon from BT20, this one, obviously we're not going to get the full value of it because the all turns effect is not going to go off, the DNA effect is not going to go off unless we add some purple Digimon in. But the on play when Digivolving for the turn, one of your Digimon gains piercing and gets 4000 DP, then this Digimon may attack. Definitely is something that the deck wants to do. We want more DP. We want to be able to attack with piercing and have this like pseudo blitz. And then security step plus 1 as the inheritable. So if we do our check with this, Digivolve it into Medusamon, then we get two extra checks, because we've got the security step plus 1 from the inheritable of this and the security step plus 1 of the Medusamon. So I think it could be quite fun to play around with. Then into the level 6 slots, basically just any of the Greymon line is at our disposal. Victory Greymon finally has a deck where it feels like it belongs. In normal Greymon, Victory Greymon, it just felt really out of place. But in this, because we're focusing on deleting stuff on the board and getting value from that, it's really good. So we delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less, just bosh that token, you know, and if we need to, we can delete something bigger based on the amount of Digimon that they've got in play. But then all turns effect, when the opponent's Digimon is deleted, if you have a Tamer in play, which you often do, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. So you delete that token, trash the top of their security stack, and then delete something else on the board as well. So really, really cool. The other kind of Greymons as well, Promo War Greymon, the Promo 182, Security Tap +1, so we want to have that, more security checks, really nice. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon, so obviously we're getting massive with our inheritables, and this does give itself a small boost in this deck, with this Digimon gets 1000 DP for each colour Digimon and Tamers have, and that's an all turns effect, and that's Digimon and Tamers, so it does include your opponent's stuff, so could be quite good in going in matchups where you're going against lots of colours. Black Wall Greymon could be good because of course you could delete stuff on the board as well as also Tamers, so that could potentially be quite nice. The Gaiamon stuff could be good. You could go EX4, basically allowing you to go up into the other Gaiamons at the end of turn, as well as kind of your when Digivolving deleting stuff and then trashing something if you don't delete something, because it's you delete a 13 play cost or more Digimon, so you know, not always around. The first Gaiamon, the BT21 Security Tap +1 reboot, the Digivolve stuff could be pretty good. The one I'm most excited for though is the Promo one. I think there's a really cool combo you could do with this. So reboot and blocker on this. And when Digivolving, until your opponent's turn ends, one of your opponent's Digimon gains start of your main phase, this Digimon attacks, then this Digimon may attack. So you attack him, you've got the Lamiamon underneath you, you get the all turns effect, when your opponent's security is removed from, you may play a Reptile or Dragonkin for 5000 DPS. Boom, there you go. Then, they get to the start of their turn, you force them to attack, you block, all turns, when an attack target is changed, trash your opponent's top security stack, all turns, play out something else. So you can actually go quite wide, which is pretty cool. I really like that. And I definitely want to experiment with that, because I think that's a really cool kind of synergy. It is quite expensive to go into. That's the one thing, because it is 5 play cost. But again, bearing in mind, it's Dragonkin. We can mitigate the cost by using some of our Digivolution stuff. So, you know, not bad. Then we've also got War Greymon Ace. I'd only play this if you can get some more colours from your Tamers, though. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. We've also got Omnimon X. So this is the other level 7 I was talking about when I was talking about Bond of Bravery. This is a Liberator, so you can search it off of Elizamon. It's red as well, so you can search it off with your offense trainings. And Vortex Resonance can search it as well. Raid Piercing Blocker. Obviously, it clears boards. It does the extra swing at the end of turn. So this could be really, really good. I think the reason why I went more with Bond of Bravery is because I think there's a lot more kind of the deletion effect kind of is really nice. Granted, this technically can do a better version of that, but because it can just clear, this can guaranteed clear a whole board, you know. But the other thing is I liked the functionality of an ace in this deck, because I did find the amount of times where we had our Medusamon out and then we just had no defensive plays for if they attacked in and beat over the Medusamon or something. So Omnimon X I think is good if you're playing a build that is more almost OTK centered, where you've managed to Digivolve up into Medusamon, do all of your checks, they've got nothing left, and then you go into Omnimon X to finish the game off. So I think if you're going more OTK centered, definitely the way to go. If you're a bit more control centered, Bond of Bravery is probably the one to go with. So I think that's probably what I would kind of think about that logically. Tai, speaking of aggro, could be good because you know, you just get your extra security checks. You've got the Tai and Kari from BT9, could potentially be good. You get some memory from, you know, both players having, you know, less security. The 2000 DP thing doesn't really matter too much because you know, a lot of your timing is when this card is removed. So the moment that card has been revealed, essentially, before you go through to security battle, you then trigger off all your deletion or Digivolution effects. But still could be handy if you're still smaller than them. So, you know, could be handy. Then we've got Gravity Crush, Crimson Blaze, great staples, gaining memory, deleting boards and stopping Digimon being played by effects. Trident Gaia, deleting stuff, trashes the top security stack as well, so again, can potentially, you know, get you to climb up. And then we've got Garnet Memory Boost if you are playing any single colour black cards like this Ogumon, and Red Memory Boost for a lot of your other searching. But that is the deck, guys. Sorry if I've been a little bit rushed at times. Due to me being dumb, this is actually my 3rd time recording this video. So, help my psyche, like, subscribe, and ding that notification bell, and let me know what you guys think about this build, as well as also the you know, what kind of things you want to build with Medusamon. Not, you know, how are you building it? How are you treating the deck? Let me know in the comments. But I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you again on the next video. But until then, keep it digital.